It's your girl Shells.
And it's Miss Ash with an I.
And it's Alicia.
Woohoo! Guys, we are back live and direct.
In full effect with the microphones that we paid for.
Paid for.
I thought she was going to get
Fully
give
paid.
a little something.
Fully paid, no stars.
Yeah,
literally.
We don't play no games.
Back on your timeline, guys, to aggravate you people in the comment section.
Piss you all off.
Yeah.
So if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Make sure you subscribe, guys. We are on the road to the road. I don't know what the road is, but we're on the road, innit? We're on the road. Make sure you subscribe. Keep on following us. Keep on tagging us in content that you see. Make sure you send us your little messages that you do. Love them. Read all of them. Share them. We all laugh, whatever. It's a good vibe over here. Guys, off the cuff, how's some holidays been before we get into the ep?
Summer holiday was all right for me. Can't complain. Had 1-2 travels, spent time with the kids, and
I love that for you, babes.
Yeah, now we're back on the grind and the hustle and all that. School run, the bane of my existence.
Yes, I hear it.
We hate to do it, but we love to see
We
our
love to
kids.
see it, I know.
But we hate it. But yeah, school run was all right for me, you know.
Love
What about
that.
you, Lish?
Summer holidays, went on a little holiday, Tutu's holiday
Woohoo.
in Spain.
Good old Spaniard.
Good,
Yeah.
guys.
Good old Europe trip.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
Not again. I'm not gonna lie. It's not for me.
And I used to be like that.
Yeah. Not on it. Not.
But
on
it's
it.
so affordable.
It's
Nah, it's not
affordable.
though.
You know what it is? It's the type of hotels you go to.
This is the thing, because what
with the
part of
English
Spain
lot.
did you go?
Where did I go? Next to Magaluf.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I went Mallorca.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
Oh,
Them kind of places. Them kind of places. Do you know what I mean? You know.
That's what I'm saying.
You know
right?
what kind of people you can be over there. Do
Do
you know what I mean?
ones when it's fucking hell.
Yeah.
Them type of
Yeah.
places.
Proper.
What's happening, geezer? You all right?
What's happening? You
But
alright?
no one from London.
Yeah.
They're all from up north.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny.
And the lager louts and stuff.
yeah,
you know?
that's what I'm
Them
saying.
ones.
So it wasn't really a cup of tea.
No, it wasn't, but it was an experience.
I love that.
No, if I can do it again, though.
Yeah, don't know if I do it again. I'm not gonna lie.
But cheap though, little deal. Do you know what I mean?
Very
Little
good
deal.
deal.
Little deal chat in
Look,
there.
a very good
paper.
deal.
Little teletext and that. You know what I mean?
Well,
I can't take you guys
It was
seriously.
very good.
Yeah.
It was very good. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't fault the place.
How was
you know?
food?
Food was shit.
Fucking
But
hell.
it
you
tastes shite. It was
expect?
absolute shite.
Oh, it was shit and it was shite.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But we ate.
You
know?
ate and you had sun.
Yeah, I lost some pounds.
Literally.
Yeah, I burnt my daughter's face by accident.
Oh, come on.
You know what it is?
I don't know if people think that
Oh,
bloody
with
sun
sunburn.
cream.
Yeah, but you know what it is? What I clocked with her. If you've got a child who's a little bit lighter toned, think about bringing sunblock. Ooh, I was lips not the mic. Get
Block.
sunblock. And the reason why I say is
So what's the
because
difference between sunscreen and sunblock?
because it blocks the sun literally, and
Mm.
sunscreen there's like a layer between it, but the sun still is able to
Okay.
tan you.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
the block is literally you don't want it to tan or do
Yeah, it
nothing.
repels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that sunblock was needed around the nose. Them typical areas.
Yeah, I
will
don't
get burnt.
I get
play
burnt.
with
Yeah, my daughter
sun
got burnt
cream.
there. And I was applying. Obviously, she's in the water. You're
Did she
applying
have a
stuff.
sun
Which
hat
one did you
on?
have?
Yeah,
Mm.
Because they should be waterproof, no?
50% the Nivea.
Yeah, and I used that one with
Yeah.
the yellow top, yeah. And that
Yeah.
one's good. I use it even on myself.
She got
Yeah,
burnt.
same.
This is what I'm saying.
yeah, that's
she
jar.
got burnt. So
And the sun wasn't even that hot.
it was kind of for a couple of days, and that's when she got it.
Okay,
And remember, when you're in the pool, the
washes
UVs and the sun.
And it's
no, it's the
more-
reflection, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's more heat on her.
You get more of
face.
a tan when you go in
Oh.
the pool. You dip in. You
Yeah,
get
she's
that
all
tan.
right now, so.
She's all right. She's all good. But I would advise sunblock for some people if you're light skinned toned children.
Yeah.
Get sunblock.
Apparently, they're saying sun blockers and sun cream's not good for our skin, and
I haven't
the
got time for
chemicals in the
this, no.
bottles can cause cancer. So there's certain chemicals. I've seen all these things, but yeah, we can't trust anything. Seeing as they're not going to ask me, my summer holidays was okay.
How was your summer holidays? How was your summer holidays? Did you
Working
suffer?
still? I worked.
She
throughout
was,
summer.
she was doing the rounds, to be honest. Your social media was going off. Oh, every day, little museum, little thing here and there.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
to
you
do
did a
something.
bit, yeah.
I tried to traipse around London streets because there's so much to do in London
For free as well.
for free. You just need to go on good old TikTok, scroll. What can I do? Things to do with the kids. So yeah, try to do like keep the weekends busy, weekdays, summer camps. And the last 2 weeks it was like, nah, you're staying home with me because my pockets are broke. broken because when you go out, they want something, they want this, they want that, blah, blah, blah. And then he spent a week or 2 weeks actually with my mum, like at different times. So that gave me a bit of a breather. And then back to the school modes, back to the grind, back to the hibernation. If you don't see me from October to November, apart from on your screen, just know that I'm in my yard doing what I need to be doing.
Right, this for she.
That's it, literally. All right, the ep.
Topic, guys.
Yes.
So, topic for today is when is it the best time as a parent who is out of a relationship with a baby father or baby mum, or if you're a parent that's decided just to have children on your own, when is it the best time to introduce your children or child to a new fledgling relationship?
Do you want off the cuff question, like an answer to that off the cuff?
Yeah.
Off the cuff, I want to say 6 months.
Why?
To a year.
Why?
Because I feel like within 6 months, you're getting to know that person.
Mhm.
And I think beyond 6 months, that person that you're with would know whether they're ready to like take it seriously with you or not. I feel like
What age group are we looking at?
our age group. I'm not looking at anything younger
Okay.
or anything above because
Sorry, that okay. Okay.
yeah, that I can't do the demographics below because apparently the dating pool is shit. I can't. Yeah, but for us, I just feel like we're at the ages where we are literally cemented in, like, we would hope, in careers, like in terms of like other things in your life. So you're kind of steadfast. So I would hope that you meet someone and then within 6 months you kind of know, like, yeah, I want to keep that person around, or nah, there's still things I need to feel out about you. I'm not 100% sure on that. So I would say 6 months to a year.
What about you?
I don't know if you can put a time limit on it.
Okay.
Why do you say that?
I don't expect you to know everything about the person, but it's, you want to be able to say that you can make a good judgment call, that you can anticipate how they're going to be, because ultimately getting into a relationship is about anticipating, especially when you meet someone. You're not going to know everything, but you'll know enough to know that I can anticipate in this scenario they would respond like said, or respond like A, B, C, or D. I think it depends as well on the age of your children, the dynamic of your household, if the other child's parent is active and what. So I feel like if you have older children, you can have like a friend over, like you can be in your living room or in your room and just having a little drink. And then before they come, it's not an introduction thing, but it's just your friend. If you've got older children, I think your children will get the gist that I must see mummy's boyfriend, because after a while they might go to your bedroom after a couple of times come. It's not an introduction thing, really. I don't really feel
Even
like...
that's just checky within itself.
I just...
Like, do you know what? Not to cut you. Sorry,
Oh,
had you
no,
finished?
no.
with saying what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying?
man. Go on, my darling.
So what I was gonna say is, even that alone, like
That go from front room
the
to bedroom. That's
yeah.
a massive leap.
I think that's one caveat we need to come back to. But then I was gonna also add the other caveat of, because I agree with, I don't think there's a time limit. I think it's down to the person type of thing. Yeah. Different people show you different things. I think you've got to take in your discernment about that person and have the right conversations when you're intentionally dating.
And know your
when
children
you
as
have
well.
children,
Yeah.
what role do you want him or her to play in your child's life? Have that conversation before you have that other level of intimacy, because there's that level of intimacy in that conversation that you're having about what you want, what you don't want, or what's your ideals. I think ideals are better to have a conversation about that rather than leaving it so someone can just feed you with shit, because people love doing that.
And do you even want them to have a role? Because I think sometimes we overcomplicate it.
My point.
I think sometimes we overcomplicate it. Like, sometimes it's okay for him just to be for you. And I'm not saying disrespect your kids or not, but it's okay for him to just be for you. Like, and again, depends on the age of your children and the dynamics. If the father of your children, even though you guys are co-parenting, is still active, and let's say every other weekend they go, he don't never have to really see your kids, because on the weekends your children ain't there. He comes on Friday and he'll leave on Sunday.
The same for a female. She
Same,
could be
like,
there,
yeah, like that's what you can do. Your older children depends on you should know your children, and you will know how enough or not enough they're gonna be. Let's all know that if you have any child really that's 16 and over, they're starting to do their own thing. They're out with their friends. They're socializing, and at some point, yeah, children should mind their business. Like mind your business. Where an adult, no, because
But if you're bringing a child into,
yeah, but
if
it's
you're bringing
not.
a man into their environment, how you telling them mind your business?
Yeah, but I'm not bringing them to your space.
You are. If you're bringing into my front room.
Yeah, but I'm only going. But it's late. But it's like when I was young. I look at little friend 9, 10 o'clock. You're supposed to be in your room.
Yeah, but I needed to go wee.
Go wee and mind your business. The toilet's not in the living room.
I needed.
This is very funny,
my throat was dry.
No,
I
because
needed
go
to
to
get
the
a
toilet
drink.
and mind. But Dory, shut up. Because my whole thing is yesterday I went to a live event, Raising Breast Men, big up yourself. Yeah, Dad Zaros, big up yourself. And the comment was the guy said that they'd wish that their mothers had poured into their self more. Like, we spend a lot of time pouring into our kids. I've seen it time and time again. They're gonna get big and go about their business.
Listen, I agree with all of that, yeah, but it's about the stages and the time that you introduce that. So I believe, as a mum, I deserve to live my life, because when they're ready to go and live their own life, they're going to do that. So I'm not pouring my whole self into my kids and everything's my kids. I need to think about myself and my future, because they're going to have their own kids, their own family and whatnot. However, yeah, we're talking about how soon are you bringing this person into the yard, yeah, because you're also demonstrating stuff to your children at the same time. Yeah, because we have to think about it. You're meeting certain people. You can also be at certain points in your life. Can be for anyone, yeah? So you can pick a wrong one. You can pick a road guy. You're bringing a road guy into your yard.
That's different.
No, it's not. I'm just giving a scenario. I'm giving a scenario. And the reason why I say this, because some people do love just openly. It's not a case because he's a roadman, I'm attracted to him. I see the person behind the roadman. So you got this roadman in your yard. Your children are seeing this is the type of man that you like. He's in the and now he's going into the bedroom with my mum. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying that this is what a lot of women do, but some women do this, and men do the same thing. They go for wrong end type of women, and this is what they expose their children to. So having the right timing and knowing certain stuff, I think, is very important. I can't just say so much how I'm minding my own business is what I'm doing for myself. I'm also modeling the type of behaviors that I want my child to aspire to. Yeah. Essentially, that's what a good functioning parent, I think, should be doing if you are dating. I don't see the harm in dating as you being a single parent, male or female. I just think that the representations that you are willing to show your children or child should be selected very carefully, and the timing should be right. And at this age that I am right now, I can say again, because I keep on talking about communication, but I do think it's a big thing. You have to kind of throw out certain questions that they can't give you almost like a scripted response. You get what I mean? So you're hearing what you want them to hear, but you're hearing a natural response. Because see how you said you need to see how they would deal in a certain situation, and then you'll understand what their responses are. Some people will tell you whatever shit they think you want to hear.
But it's funny, again, there's a difference between honesty and transparency. Yeah? Transparency is being transparent. Honesty is when you admit. I can ask you a question, you're being honest. That's completely different to transparency. Transparency, I'm telling you the information, I'm being open. Honesty is, oh, did you take that bottle of water? Yeah, it was me. You just admit to something. And also to say that with the roadman thing, again, there's no time limit for that. You're not coming in my yard, period. There's no conversation for that. For me personally, and again, it depends on your dynamic of your household, yeah? In this day and age, I don't want no roadman coming in front of my boy children thinking that's acceptable and how you should be behaving. If you want to go and give a roadman front out a road, you go and give him front out a road. That's not, and again, it depends on your ideology of what you want your child to see. That's your business. None of us here.
But that's my point, though. Do you get what I'm saying?
But we can't even dictate to anybody when we don't even know when the right time is, because everybody's family home is going to be different. Some people have met their person first date, set with them first date, and they've been married for 10, 20 years. So we just can't gauge that now. We can't gauge that, because if that was the case, then by rights, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of dynamics that wouldn't work. We've all started on this pod at different stages at the end of the day. We didn't all start together. So you can't gravitate to that. You know what I mean? It was one episode, Then you're all here. One episode, each of us, it was one. They were like, yeah, it's gone that. Some people might have taken, I'm not too sure, figuring out. I don't even know if it's a black and white answer. It's so difficult. I think as an adult, like you said, Leisha, at this point, let's exercise some discernment. Let's exercise some accountability and some reflection on what we're doing and saying, you know what?
Answer your question. What do you guys think about? Because I know this happens quite a lot, and it's and I can speak from a woman or female perspective because I am a woman, one, and because I have female friends too, so I can say what's common about women allowing their children to call their friend, you know, Caribbean love call them their little man, their new man,
The
friend.
friend.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's
it's a little thing that we've
Uncle.
right.
No.
That makes me feel sick.
For me personally, that's a no.
And why is it a no for you?
Because I'm not sleeping with my uncle. I'm not sleeping with him. Am I?
That's not your uncle.
Yeah, he's
it's
uncle. I'm
their
not sleeping with
uncle.
him. I'm not doing that.
I
But
think it's stupid.
used.
I agree. Because
I think it's dumb.
I know we spoke about, remember, we've already spoken about titles and respect, but I would not label someone that I could potentially, a romantic relationship that I'm potentially pursuing because I am interested in this person sexually. It's about sexual desires
100%.
as my friend. Because what I don't want my child to think is that, oh, you can sleep with your friends. You can if you choose to, but you're not, like, that's your friend, in it. There's clearly a barrier between friendships and actual romantic relationships. So I would be saying to my child, this is someone that mummy is interested in. Mummy likes this person. So that's what they are. There's no, and you
There's
call
no
him
added
Mr.
title.
John.
Yeah,
His
or
name,
his
there's no
name.
title. His name is Mr. John or Pete.
Yeah.
That's it.
No
You
title.
don't need to give him a title because he's an older male or he's a male and he's in your home and you need to call him uncle. A lot of Nigerians, African people do that as well, actually. The mum will have a new partner or whatever, stepmom.
Uncle.
And the children are calling him uncle.
Weird.
But they're doing it out of a sign of respect,
Respect.
which is
I
what
know.
we've spoken about.
Weird.
I just find
But
it
your
really
mum
ill.
is
Yeah,
not
I don't like
shagging
it.
your uncle.
Yeah.
So auntie,
He started coming to the house, he was
don't
uncle.
need to be called
Uncle. Not
Just
at
call him
all.
Mr. John. We spoke about it though, and everyone
Yeah.
came like, it's a sign of respect. I hear it, being respectful,
But that is just
but it's
ill-y.
just like, just for a child's mentality and just understanding that dynamic. But going off of what you guys was talking about before, the reason why I have specifically given it a time frame is just because they say research is out there, and all the men be saying it on podcasts, that men know exactly who they want, how long they want to be with that person,
Well, the first
and
time
when
they
they're ready
wanna
for
meet them.
that
anyway.
commitment.
Yeah.
That men already know this from the jump.
Yeah.
As soon as they meet women, they know,
They
I'm
box
just gonna,
you.
I'm gonna fuck her. She's a link. She can feed me. She's got a bed that I
Yeah.
can cotch in.
Yeah.
They know all of this stuff already.
That's why dating with intent is important.
There we
Yeah,
go.
facts.
So if I'm saying by at least 6 months, and this is you regularly spending time talking on the phone regularly, we're messaging, you message me, good morning, I message you, hey, have a great day, love you, whatever it may be you're saying, because we're at that age now, we're also going to be vulnerable with our emotions, we're open books, we're transparent.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're being transparent. There's no need to be beating around the bush. Like, I'm actually genuinely interested in you. The fact that I can give you my time out of the small time I have
100%.
is a massive thing to
Yeah.
begin with. So if you can't say to me that I see you as a prospective girlfriend or partner,
Yeah.
and we're going to be building stuff in the
Forget
future,
it. Yeah.
then
Let's
it needs to, let's call it a day. So by 6 months, that man knows. Even 3 months, they say.
And even 6
You
months
know,
is long.
before that.
6 months
They
is
say
too
6
much
months is-
time.
that's what I'm
That's
saying.
why I'm saying, like,
With us now,
if,
6 months.
Yeah,
dating,
6 months is-
you're not going to be dating.
Because my whole thing is, let's be
No.
real, would you stay in a job that you hated
Yes.
for 6 months?
Yes.
You would. I tell
Yes.
you what, a man would though.
I would.
Do
A
you know
man
what?
would,
Yeah, do you know what?
for the ultimate goal of what he wants to
I think
get.
Me!
yeah. And I guess for the money, but
I
you know
would.
what? For the long haul of it, I think for us women, you know what? Let's be real.
Period.
Unless he said you're my woman, you're not coming to my house. You'll keep You'll keep booking hotel rooms and
Yeah.
lodges and
Yeah.
weekends away. Like, respectfully.
But then at what point do you get tired of doing that? Because then
That's for you
when-
to address. What time are you tired?
Oh yeah, as the woman.
Yeah, what point are you tired?
When do you become tired as the woman?
And what do you want? Obviously,
Yeah.
for everyone, it's different. Some women may not be looking for that commitment. Like, everyone's in different stages of their life. So it depends on what you want to do, how you deem to go forward. My whole thing is, I feel like at this age, like Lee said, if you are dating with an intention and and what your preference is to have your person, and to be with said person and to build with said person. And yes, by right, you might be with someone for 1-2 years and it doesn't work out. That's life. It weren't your person. Okay. Another thing between that is not only just how, when do we introduce our a guy to you or a woman to your child, but also the gap in between when you introduce the next one. Because I always think about
That's very true.
you've introduced this one, cool. He's been coming there for a couple months now. You lot have had a full night. He's not turned up for a couple months.
Next one's rock
You
up.
ain't seen him. Like now you've seen the other person. For me,
that's a lot for.
I've got to now leave like a 1 to 2 year gap.
Yeah.
Because I can't just show my child.
Do men think the same though?
And I don't care what men whatever men think is down for them.
No, it's not.
Because I can't answer that.
If you have a child with a man that every time he links up with Jenny, Sue, and Dora, yeah.
Fucking names.
I know, some mad names, but I just didn't want to make it ethnicity like specific. Right? But these are the 3 in the last 9 months, and you're the mother. Well, I'll go on for that.
My whole thing is, we already know, like, you don't bring no woman around my children, unless we've discussed.
No, but what if he doesn't?
But men do that.
No.
They
It's
do,
his
they
time.
do.
I feel sorry
It's
for you.
his
then.
yard.
I can't talk for you.
No, but it's his time,
Yeah.
his yard. He
He can
wants
do
to bring
the
round
fuck he
Dora.
likes.
But there's nothing that
Dora's coming round.
There's nothing you
All
can
right?
actually do because
Yeah.
unless you stop sending your
That's
child
my
there.
point.
Simple, but there's nothing you can do. And again, but innit, you pick shit. You pick shit.
You
You knew
pick until you
who he
pick
was.
shit.
Because my whole thing is, when you lot go into the co-parenting situation, let's have a discussion about those things. There's some non-negotiables here. Respectfully, I'm not gonna just bring any man in front of your youths. Please don't do it to me. That's all I'm saying. Me personally, I'm not going to do it. That's my stance on it. I'm gonna come to you first and say, hey, this is who I'm with. I'm gonna, start bringing around the kids. Here's he is first. Shake his hand, don't shake his hand, nod at him, whatever you want to do. I've done my due diligence at the end of the day. Yeah? Simple. You can do the respectful thing and do that for me. We've discussed it. If your baby father's scatty or your baby mother's scatty, sorry about that.
One thing that they tell you in life is do not expect
You
someone
from someone else.
Right. So therefore, if you're deciding, no, but it's true.
Yeah,
if you're deciding to do certain stuff and have a good standard of what you
And they
think,
don't.
and they don't, you can't cry nothing. Because you know what? You are doing what you're doing based off you. Do
And
not
they do- yeah.
expect the other person to do.
Yeah, exactly, Leash.
Because what we're saying makes sense.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean the other party
It makes sense to them.
No.
Yeah.
And there are men that do that, and there are women that do that too.
yeah.
Have next man, this
But
man,
it's
every
down to
man,
you.
woman, this and all type of stuff. Yeah, it only comes down to you whether or not you want to send your child to that environment or not. Because like I said, if I wanted to act bossy, my baby father or my ex-husband or my ex-partner cannot tell me what I can and can't do in my own
House,
yard.
yeah, 100%.
It's a fact though.
Yeah.
You may tell me that you're not happy with that standard and etc. But if you and I don't have a good relationship, this is why I say communication is the key. If you and I have not had a conversation when we've ended and we say, you know what, we need to agree on a couple of stuff. It's not just going to be this is how I'm going to be, you're going to be that way.
Right.
No, we actually need to agree on a couple of stuff, and I'll tell you why I want that. I want it because of X, Y, and Z. And to express that, I think before that even kids are going over and sleeping at each other's houses, I think there has to be a proper serious conversation, because what you may deem as important, he may not deem as important. What you may feel like is something traumatic that happened to you in the past, like sleeping over people, taking kids, sleeping over people's yards and stuff because someone in your family got sexually assaulted or wherever it is, because these things are real. People experience these stuff, and people have to take that on board when someone's saying, I don't want my child sleeping at someone else's house. They may think she's just being awkward for the sake of it. Well, she's fine. And well, I don't know her, These things are not things that just come out of thin air. These are things that people do feel. Parents feel that. Grandparents can feel it. So I think it's a conversation that always needs to happen when you're actually breaking up, part of the breakup.
But again, even pause that, Leash. We spoke about it a couple of episodes back. Flip when you're breaking up. Have this conversation before you have a youth with him.
100%.
I've said this.
No, but I'll tell you why. It changes a little bit when you break up because there is a bit of a sourness.
There is.
So you have to revisit that conversation again.
But you
no
lot can
matter
have
what
a
you said
standard
then,
though. You lot can have a standard.
You may have a standard, but how about I'm bitter? I'm angry.
What did we just
say.
speak about? We don't speak about. It's not
About your feelings.
Forget your
Yeah,
feelings.
but let's remember who we are as women, for example. We are Mother Nature.
We are emotional beings.
No, but on a real
We're
note, because
feeling
our natural
orientated.
reaction, we're going to be like,
We need our
I
emotions
feel.
sometimes, yeah, but I'm learning and we're all learning. Sometimes we have to remove that, dismiss that, ladies.
But that's if you're in a healing place and you are conscious of yourself. And a lot of people, majority of people, are not in a healing place.
They're not
And that's why
emotionally
it's-
intelligent.
And that's
yeah,
why it's
and I hate just throwing
difficult.
around these buzzwords, but it's absolutely true. I agree that there need to be conversations, but in the field, in the line of work that we do, and I don't want to draw it back to it, but
I was very careful with this.
You did. I know you didn't do it, but I genuinely don't feel like no one is exempt from these issues. Like, I've seen it between barristers, solicitors, people in positions of power. Like, as soon as
the lower class, your middle class,
the lower class, middle
your
class, upper class, like, literally, I'm telling you, I have heard and seen it all, and I'm sitting there thinking, rare, this must just be human nature. Like, you have been intimate with someone, you've had feelings, you developed, you spent a lot of time, you may have invested money in them, things you're doing together, and then the only thing that you have jointly are those children. Yeah, and obviously if one parent says, oh, fuck off, I don't want nothing to do with them, I'm not involved, or God forbid something, happens to that parent, and then they're no longer there or no longer present, it's obviously a different dynamic. But a lot of people you are going to be holding on to, okay, most times, when we break up or when we hear breakups, how many times are they positive, like, breakups? How many times do you hear that someone's broken up with someone and it ended on good terms? That I can still see that person, give them a hug, shake their hand, and we can keep it cracking and we can bust a little joke with each other. You barely hear that. Barely. 9 times out of 10, there is something that has happened and that has triggered the
that
breakup.
Involves sex.
Oh, well, she thinks it's all sex based. Could be money based, because a lot of divorce
derived from sex.
Separations, money. It could have been cheating, which is sex based.
Yeah.
It could have been like abuse. There's so many different factors, but people don't always separate on good terms. And then when you've got children in the midst of that, one parent, they're just used in the middle, and it happens every single day. And we're saying, communication, but you cannot communicate with someone that you don't like anymore. Like, I don't like you anymore. I'm not in love with you. I have fuck all feelings for you. Actually, fuck you in it because you're a dickhead. I don't need to. Do you know what I mean?
That's why I'm saying it comes from a healing place, because you know what? It's difficult to have a conversation with someone that's giving you trauma. I get that.
I don't think they even need to be healed. Like, sometimes you haven't. Sometimes you don't.
I'm not healed. Healing. Like,
I don't think, but sometimes we're not even healing. We're not healing. Yeah. We're not healed. We just have to do what's best for our.
That's hard to be in, though, when you're angry and when you're hurt, when you're traumatized.
It is, but that's adulthood.
Yeah.
That's adulthood.
But a lot of people are not adulting.
Well, you know what? Like I said in it, we can only speak from our own experience. Like, and I can only speak from my own lived reality. This is adulthood, babes. Like, sometimes we just got to do what we have to do, and we do it because we love our children. Because factually, if you don't want to deal with him, equally, a lot of mothers and fathers have the choice to. You can just decide you don't want to deal with your child no more. You can just drop your youth off at the baby fathers and be done with. You don't want to do it. So therefore, you got to do what's in front of you. And because of who you chose, and that's where the bitch is. That's where the real gripe is. You got to look in the mirror and take accountability for that you chose him. You chose him. Everybody has choices. Nobody forces you.
They say the woman has the most choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't realise her power, but warranted, she has the most, they say,
warranted, some people.
She sleeps with.
Yeah, some wanted, like, we have the choice of who we give sex to. Like, we have that choice, you know. It's just that we're such emotional beings, we get drawn in.
Make him think that it's him.
It's not him. Like, we have that choice. But a lot of us now, we're seeking validation. We're lonely. We're looking companionship. So sex just flitters in there. But not to take away from the subject, at the end of the day, when it comes to introducing your children to the partners, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do. Yeah,
never. You're never going to do that, are you?
Because I've said it before.
Never. She will tell you what to do, guys.
I'm going to mind.
Stop minding
my
business.
business. I'm minding my business. You lot do what you think works for you. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again.
The mics are paid for.
If you think you know what you're doing, my friend, go and be doing what you think you know how to do. Because you know better than me. You know, obviously. Everybody says your first child is when you make all the mistakes.
I don't think so. I think you make them as you go along as well, because you can't make all your mistakes on just that one child.
Some of the worst ones.
I know the saying, because you would. It's human nature,
learning,
I suppose.
yeah.
You're learning something. But I think as you go along, you get to a level of perfection, or your version of perfection.
Yeah,
not
that
not
much.
everybody else's version of perfection, that is. But as you learn and as you observe, as you learn from your tribe, your community, your people that you speak to, whether they're single, whether they're married, whether they're divorced, you have an understanding of where things should go. You try things that people advise you on to do. And that's what we're here to do, isn't it?
And sometimes just look at yourself.
And that as well.
I think like sometimes we're looking at their listeners. Sometimes just look at yourself. Like sometimes you don't need to wait for someone to tell you this and that. Just look at yourself, because ultimately we ask our friends for advice and we all talk about the advice, and Leash can give me advice, Charles can give me advice, but ultimately who's got to live with the consequences of said
me.
advice?
I'm gonna be real, yeah. Most times I don't listen to no one other than myself.
Yeah, because you know it's you.
That reason, yeah, because I know how to deal with it. So I will
Really?
listen. No, but I'm being honest. I will listen to the stuff and they will have little influences. I'm not gonna wholeheartedly 100% do what you told me to do. I'm gonna take elements of what you've suggested, see how that fits in with me, and I'm gonna try some of that.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna wholeheartedly. I've never been like that. I'm never gonna wholeheartedly just
jump into it and be like,
No.
yes, Shell's told me to do this, or Ash told me
Yeah.
that. I want to flip it on the head, yeah, and say, when is it okay for the other parent or your ex or wherever it may be to introduce their new partner to your child?
When you see fit.
Because now you're on the receiving end.
When you see fit.
So when is that okay?
When you see fit.
If you are I think it depends on whether you're the primary caregiver or not. Because male or female. No. You can't dictate at all. And I get that, yeah. But I think, again, like I said, and I'm thinking, I'm feeling, people will base their answers or their responses based on their feeling. And you can't, even though we know it doesn't make logical sense,
You can't,
the fact of the matter is that's what it's going to be.
Exactly.
And the primary caregiver is going to be the one that pipes up the most amount of noise about what they're vetoing or not. Like, I think it's just a fact, isn't it? Because if I'm the primary caregiver, I'm potentially going to say, well, I need to meet them.
That's my only
I need to know where they live and all this type of stuff.
My only ask is I want to meet them.
Would you want to know where they live?
At the very least, I need to know what they look like. Because if my child come back and said anything, it's a right enough.
So you don't need to know where they live?
I don't need to know all of that, because the baby father don't need to know where you live.
What about you? Would you?
I don't need to know where my child is.
But I need to know
just need to know
I know
who you are, what you look like, your
100%.
name, and I might stalk you on Instagram.
And preferably your number. And depending on the dynamic, preferably your number. Like, because I'm on a level of, if I know you're going to have my child,
I'm going to call you, I'm going to message
like,
you.
Just in case.
That's why I would want to know where the fuck
No, I don't need to know where you live. I just need to know
if my child's going to your house.
But I'm not giving you my address. Now what? Your child's still coming here. What?
What?
You don't know where I live. Your child's still coming here. What?
Yeah. I don't need to know where they live.
No, I still would want to know where they live.
But I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
And your child's still coming. What?
Yeah, I'm still going to request it.
And I'm not going to give it to you.
That's fine.
Oh, well, that's different. And we can ask then. We can like to ask these things. But the things you would want is standardly meet, know your face at least, number on the age, innit? At least if anything were to happen, you can call me, especially if it's, depends on how deep, innit? We're talking.
So you want the other person's number and them to have your number?
My whole thing is,
but what if the baby father, ex-partner, ex-husband is not on that?
Let me tell you, see the baby father, I'm not into all of that crap. My whole thing is this: if we're talking levels to this thing, not no little pure playing dolly ass, no. This is your woman. You lot are doing proper things. It's 2-3 years in, you're engaged. It's your woman. She's got belly and them things, their wife. She has my child. You lot are going on holiday. I need to know. I've sent, my children to their fathers. And my son, for instance, had to go A&E. He's at work. She's there. I'm not on no idiot thing. You feel like you can't call me. I'm not doing all of that. That's child's play. She can call me and go, hey, Ash, just letting you know, I've had to run to the emergency, meet me there or whatever. I'm not doing no child's play with my picnic them. Like, let's dead all of that. You lot that are doing that, that's more for you. Oh, I can't. Oh, I couldn't. So you were in the hospital and you couldn't ring me because that's childish. Or she couldn't ring you. Or maybe she had to pick up your child from school. That's real levels of co-parenting. That's you really healed or biting your tongue because you're doing what's best.
The children come first.
Yeah, your co-parents moved on and he's got a new woman. Because my whole thing is, I will be comfortable with someone and with my partner giving with the person I'm with now, giving his the mother of his child my number. Their child is young, like anything. No, feel free at any moment to call me when she's with me. Yes, we go out together. Yes, she is here. If you cannot get through to him, feel more than welcome to call me. And I will call you vice versa if there's anything. If he went out and left me with the child, am I waiting until you get back? But that's me. I'm different. It's not for everybody. You do what works for you. I'm going to do what works for me.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm just saying people like to keep their boundaries.
Yeah.
And when boundaries cross over, things can get very messy. And we see when them situations become very messy. So some of those things are very warranted where you'd be like, no, like, I prefer you not to have those types of details.
Yeah, because the mum was a bit mad. Yeah, fair. Them dynamics there.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. I think you've got to take it every situation, different case by case.
Yeah,
basis,
I
innit?
mean, for me, yeah, obviously your girlfriend or whoever is an intimate partner. But then if I'm like saying my child, like me and my mister have broken up, we're no longer together, like I'm just saying my child is in your care.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm not even saying this as a professional, but I am entrusting you with our child. He's going to be with you. So if you decided that you're going to fly to the moon and you're taking whatever thingy, I'm not going to need to know the registration number. People ask for some dumb shit. And it's like, let's be fucking realistic here. Like, you don't need to know the girlfriend's house, whatever. If your partner has a house and you've sent your child to the house and somehow they've landed at the girlfriend's house, it's life. It happens. He's with his dad.
The reason why I say know her address, by the way, is only if the kids are sleeping at her house.
At her house. Okay, cool. Extenuating circumstances. Yeah. But there's just certain things like, I don't really know her or whatever.
You're not gonna know her.
You're never gonna know her. Ever gonna know her or him. The long and short of it is, at some point, you and your child's parent or your ex-partner were on the same page, yeah? And you knew that person for what they are, and they chose you. And if you think you're a grounded person, you would hope and pray and best believe that the next person they've got with or whatever, they may have even bettered themselves in terms of their relationship.
Because how would you want that woman to think of you? Because I know I'm grounded. I know that person's child is safe with me. So I can't assume everybody's a mad person. You might be, but...
Factually, obviously, yeah, there's certain things like you don't want to take certain risks with your children. Oh, I don't really know her. I don't want them doing this, or I don't know him, whatever. But you would hope that the parent that you are sending your child to has got that sense and they're using their brain to ensure that they're monitoring things. They've got that house on lock because that's their yard, their girlfriend's in there or whatever it may be, their place together. But that is their child and they're doing everything within their powers to thingy. And if they're not, and if you don't believe they have that sense, then you should not be sending your child to the other parent, period. Make it in the community. Do community contact. Do something.
That's like McDonald's or KFC or Pizza Hut.
Yeah. No, but that's just my opinion. I don't think, I feel like there's just going to be certain people like, oh, I've never met her, I don't know her, oh, I don't know what car she drives, I don't know where they're taking my child. These are all stupid things. These are so trivial things.
She don't need to know what car I drive because I ain't got her kids.
Listen, it's so trivial.
But the point is I'm giving you is,
I hear it.
That response. That's the rebuttal.
I hear it.
That's true.
Because it's my kids.
It's my kids. But you
it's
have
our
to...
kids, not just your kids.
Correct. You need to assess your partner.
Because he will say to you, it's my kids.
Don't assess his partner.
Assess your baby father, your baby mother.
Yeah, ex-partner. Assess your baby father. If you know that he's not a dumb idiot person that's just going to be lying around, letting this woman run around doing everything, and you know his hands on, then you should be able to say, you know what? I trust this man enough. We've had a child together. We've been together. Yeah. My child is going to come back in one piece. It is okay.
Because he's got good discernment to pick a woman.
Do you reckon that sometimes this is down to just control and power over the situation? And
of course it is.
Do you know, like, sometimes, like, mums are like, you know, because I'm a mother, so I should know X, Y, and Z.
Up,
like, no, but I hear that so much. You know, I'm mum. I held this child in my womb for
I'm guilty.
I'm
guilty sometimes. Because I'll be like, it is my... I feel what he feels. You get what I mean?
But I just won't listen to you.
You should.
I just won't listen to you. I'm also a child's parent.
I know.
Like, it depends on
I'll be like, yeah, shut up. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, like, I'm not listening to you because you can talk. All right.
Like, I'm taking like he can express himself.
It's my weekend and he's going to my... It's my weekend and he's staying at Sarah's. Like,
I hear it. And that's the thing,
and if you don't want to send him, don't send him. But he's staying at Sarah's.
Yeah, it is what it is. Now. And that's what I feel like when we get to a certain age, it's like these little petty things, they need to be dashed out of the window.
In the window.
Because at the end of the day, the bigger picture is always going to be the children.
Your child comes back and says, rah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sarah pinch me or talk to me. Now we've got a problem,
Correct.
big man. Now we've got an issue here.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to.
Now we've got
Yeah,
because
yeah.
now obviously me and Sarah need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
But
But don't be pissed because Sarah bought your child new clothes and she done the child's hair. Because you see,
No, some girls will get upset
Who's
for that.
hair?
no, I know
Oh,
who's
no, I think you'll say no.
To the hair.
She's saying no to
Well,
hair.
she's a hairdresser.
I don't care. Do you know what? Yeah, let me tell you what I'm gonna
Just
say.
some
That
nice little patterns.
no,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I
Thank
would
you.
be like, oh, you saved me a job. Thank you, babe.
My whole thing is when it comes to
I would
hair,
be.
I'm gonna be Caribbean to the end.
I know
don't
you are, I
play
know.
about people with my
People
daughter's
touching
hair.
a child's hair.
I
yeah.
got one girl child,
Mm,
and even when it comes to that as well, like I'm very particular.
you said this.
The only people
yeah.
that does the hair is me and her auntie.
Yeah. You said.
Yeah, I don't play that game. And I have 3 boys first, then my daughter. I didn't know how to do hair. When I knew how to have my daughter, I learned how to comb her. Warranted, like my daughter's hair is not. It doesn't. One of them hairs fly away, so it don't stay neat. I just done it. By dear Trudy, hair looked like it been there for 6 weeks. That's the way her hair stay. I've just got used to.
Yeah.
Back in the day, like we never used to have edge control.
No.
You just brush up the edges and keep it pushing. So I've got used to saying it's not messy.
Yeah.
Aisha, like relax.
It's okay.
Like,
yeah.
she's cool. Like she doesn't look like a champ. Like this, you can go school. Do you get me? But that hair thing, don't just make her do it.
Mm.
And if she is gonna do her hair, yes, we might get to a level where I'm like, yeah, you saved me time. But she's been there. My only thing is, anyone you're gonna introduce the children to, please make sure you're thinking of marrying. Like you're on a level now. You're saying this is my it's levels.
Then
now.
we go back to what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
but that's my part.
Yeah.
And I agree, and this is what we're saying.
Yeah.
What's your view? Not just to generalize.
Yeah.
It's a case of what is your view. So when you're dating with intent and you're introducing to your children, we're talking about whether you call them uncle.
You should know
the
what you're
whole
dating
name.
for.
So with that, right?
You should know what you're
With
dating for,
that,
man.
you're right. If you're single, the other person's single, what are we dating for?
Yeah.
Why are you meeting my children for?
Yeah.
What's
If
the
it's a sleeping
relevance
thing,
of you meeting my kids? What, just so you can sleep over?
yeah. If it's a crutches thing, or if it's like you're just
Like-
getting penis, like respectfully, women, like either find the man that's got his own yard and you go to his yard, or you go hotel, you go outside. Everybody can find somewhere to go. They ain't got to be
The
in
car.
wherever, car, park, wherever you want to do. Yeah.
Get creative.
Vice versa for him.
Sorry.
Wherever he needs to be, a cubicle.
No,
I'm
literally.
not.
Wow.
Wherever you need to go,
On
there's
the
places
stairs.
that you can
Dominic-
find. Go on
Dominic
Google.
Soler.
There's dogging sites, yeah, where you lot can go.
Dog inside.
But what
Mad.
what do
Google it.
you guys think about like parents who just decide that they're never ever gonna have a new partner, so they're
Sad
never gonna
times.
settle down.
That's down to you.
They're never
I feel
gonna
sorry for them.
introduce their child to anyone new. They're literally just gonna do their thing in it, like live outside, be
Do you know what,
outside.
yeah?
I think it's... Go on, you go first.
I got to pause that. One of my friends said to me, she was like, when you have like a blended family, so you've got child somewhere else. One of my girlfriends was like to me, she was like, write off marriage. She said, you know what, you should write off marriage. And I was like, what do you mean I should write off marriage? She said, forget it. What do you mean? So, and she explained why. Okay, when you have a blended family, yeah. So first of all, who gets the last word in your house? The father of your child or your husband?
Well, it should be your husband.
Okay, yeah, it should
Like,
be.
Should be.
But your husband's not the father of your child.
No.
Who gets the last word? Mind you, the dad's active.
Okay.
Okay, that's
My
a very
husband
sticky one.
still.
But now it's a conflict of interest.
Correct.
So when you're having blended families, it's all good going, yes, what I want. But really sit on what I just said. It is he is active, he's not a deadbeat.
Yeah.
You want it to be your husband. But also I'm active.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an active dad. We're not in no beef. We're not in no problem.
They.
Your husband's just said, no, I don't want this school. And the father, the biological father who is active,
We hear
you
you.
ain't got no qualms, has said,
Yeah.
I want this school.
Mm.
No problem. Your husband's going, no, this school. Conflict, you're in a sticky situation. Because you listen to your husband, which you're within your rights, I agree. Your thing is all good. And now you've mashed up a co-parent relationship that you've had pretty much healthy for a long period of time. But then you go with the baby daddy and now your in-house is mashed up because you've blended your family. It's different when the father of your child and the husband is one man. It's a big conflict of interest. And I never thought of it from that angle. But when you really sit back and you go, do you want that stress? Because it's you in the middle.
But it's stress, smash. Only if. Hold on.
I know, innit?
No, I say why it's only stress. If you're so mature enough to have that really good relationship with your baby father, and then you've got this husband that you have, I would like to think that you guys will in a situation whereby that communication can be communicated in still. It's not always going to be the case that you guys can communicate in those scenarios, but at the same time, everyone has to kind of know their roles. Again, it's why it comes down to communication. So if it's a case of choosing a school for a child that lives in a house with your husband, but you've got an active dad, you guys should have this conversation way before you even got married about choices and decisions that are made about that child. You have to, because them situations, it sounds mad, but you should have already had that conversation from beforehand about what happens because you are a blended family. So pay ignorance is stupid. I think it's stupid because that husband is playing a role as a father to your child because he's in the home.
But I think people don't think that far ahead though, Leash. I think people just
And that's what I'm saying.
get into it.
That's why we're plugging it right now. Guys, if you're in a type of situation like that, have that conversation.
I would just say, ladies, think about it. If you're doing a blended family, I'm not going to lie to you, it's a big conflict of interest. And it depends on who your baby father is as well. Because as much as we want an idealistic baby father who's understanding and can sit down, kumbaya, a lot of you ain't living that. Yeah, that's not your reality. Yeah. So sometimes when people say stuff, they're not talking to you. Yeah. You got to think, but exactly what Lee said, we should be having those conversations. We should be able to sit down as a blended family and say, right, what decisions? But that's ideal. At the end of the day, it's a sticky one, man. Whatever works in your household works for your household.
I think ultimately in that kind of scenario, because I've always said, like, if you divorce me, you can get married again. But if you do, then just know it's hell. Don't mind me, guys. But in that specific scenario that you raised, yeah, don't mind me. In that specific scenario, yeah, it would, for me, boil down to the mother and the father biological of that child, because he is the other biological parent. I'm just going to do it down to science because we can't agree to disagree. We cannot agree that it's
That's
best.
why it's important to have the conversation, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
as parents, we're going to decide
We're
what's
going to
best for that
decide.
child.
My husband, absolutely, you've taken on another man's child and you're assuming the role of father in this child's life. However, their father is very much so active, very much so involved, and very much so plays a role, and that child knows who their father is. So when it comes down to it, in terms of schooling or any small decisions that have to be made, and we run it past the dad and he says, no, I don't necessarily agree with that, I think this might be a better option, then it's definitely something that we're going to have to address and we're going to have to talk about. And actually, as the husband, you may actually have to step down. It doesn't mean that you're inferior in your household. It just means that that child has a dad.
No,
and
I don't agree.
No, I'm just saying, because
the husband's the leader of the household.
No, he's the leader of
He
the
is the
household.
leader of the house, but however,
like,
there is another man.
There's another
man
You're
around.
not there. You're not in the house. If you wanted to be the leader of the household, you should have stayed in your
No,
house.
well, it didn't happen.
But that dad is not relinquishing his
I'm
parental
paying the bills.
responsibility.
You pay. You see.
But it's not relinquishing it.
I'm doing the school. I'm doing it. You don't.
No, but he might do the school run.
But you don't. If he does a school
if he
run,
doesn't do school runs,
you're not having a chat then.
It's
Yeah.
different. But
That's
if he's
totally
involved
different.
and he does the school runs
then
and
that's
he picks up
different,
from
Cheryl.
school
But
or
if
drops
he's
off
not
to
doing the
school,
school run, you are not telling me that.
He is an
active.
dad.
You said he was
He's an
active.
dad.
Yeah,
but active.
Active to me means you're taking. You're
going
doing school
parents.
runs.
Yeah. Let's
taking them every weekend.
Let's contextualize it. Yeah, because everyone's definition of active, it needs to align with lifestyle. Yeah. You can't, if you
basically, it mirrors what you're doing as a mum,
but as a parent,
whatever percentage of the time
you
that
see
you
your
guys
child
agree
Monday
on.
to Friday. You can't have them every weekend because you're gonna have stuff you want to do with your child on the weekend.
Parents do that though.
Yeah, because it works for them.
One weekend on.
But that's on and off. That's 1 week. That's 1 week on and off, but not every weekend. So that doesn't mean
some do every weekend.
Yeah, because that works for you.
Correct.
Yes.
And you like to do it like that.
Correct.
But if you have stuff you want to do with your child on the weekends, that's not gonna work.
No.
So again, whatever works for your household.
Yeah.
He may not be able to do the school run because he doesn't live close enough. Doesn't mean he's not active.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, we're talking about who's in our house and our family unit. And currently, that would be me, for instance, my husband, and the 2 kids, which you bared one of. But he does a school run. And the one, you want the school that's in the middle near your mum. So your mum can do the school run. We're moving. We're moving. So that's not logistically going to make sense.
That's why you have a conversation.
And we've had the conversation and you're still throwing your arms about, okay, because all I'm going to do at the point, okay. this is what we're doing. Because I need to
Then
work.
you make the overriding decision and choice. Then
Hey,
as
I will
mum.
do. Obviously, I'm not going to tell him my husband said. But ultimately, you're still left in the middle. You've got to look at what's best for your household. Because at the end of the day, who's got to lay in the bed with your husband? You.
Correct.
You haven't got time for the animosity. And
But then that's your business.
he might be calm and he might be like,
I'm
okay.
sorry, but that's your business.
Yeah, he might be calm and be like,
No, Ash, you didn't talk it. That is your business.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you knew what you were signing up for with marriage, and you also now know what you were signing up with having a baby father or a child of another parent.
Yeah.
So again,
Think about it, use your brain.
accountability.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's not
true.
going to be easy,
Yeah.
and it's never going to be easy. And life is not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, none of us would have stories. None of us would have something to say. Like we would all be soldiers, and we'd all be, do you know what I mean? Doing what we need to be doing. So I just think in that scenario, the long and short of it is, if that father is active and he's heavily involved, and that child is like seeing and spending time with their dad, then absolutely he should have a say in where that child goes to school. However, if it's like nonsensical what you're suggesting,
Maybe not the final
and it
word, but
doesn't,
have a say.
and it doesn't fit into the narrative of our household dynamics, then actually,
what we're doing
future-wise,
Right, yeah.
if it doesn't make sense, then actually, I'm sorry, respectfully, John, I love you, as in
As
the
a dad,
co-parent, as a dad,
but-
I love you, I respect you, but
Yes.
our child, and if you don't agree with me, take my ass to court. That's period.
Yeah, that's what I'll be saying.
That's
Yeah.
literally it.
And facts. That's my point as well. But you may not have the last word.
No,
because
but
it
that's
doesn't
why.
work.
But I don't want to deter people from blended families.
No.
with
But
that,
obviously,
so-
I'm part of blended family. But equally, I'm saying you can have a say. I'm not saying you can't have a say, but you may not have the last word.
No, correct.
So don't make your ego get bruised. Because a lot of me, I'm not saying it's my child, bro. Relax. Because it's my man that's doing the school run, breakfast, and all them kind of things. There, you're a weekend dad. So respectfully.
But what if actually, because there are some co-parents who have their children 50% of the time.
Then
or
you've got to make
70%
it
of the time.
between two. Whoever's
Like
doing the
50%
school
of
run,
the time.
logistics.
That's why they have to pick schools in
In
the
bang
middle.
in the middle.
Yeah,
correct.
so we've got to talk about logistically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
Okay,
We're adding
cool.
context to it. But if it's just a normal, you've moved out, she stayed where you were usually living. Obviously, every case by case basis. But ultimately, it was just to say, about that whole dynamic of conflicting, decisions with when you're not with your co-parent or you're not with your ex-partner. It's all a bit. I don't think we can really come to a flat out response and say, this is what you do, this is what's right, this is what's okay. We've all kind of said, like, it's an individual thing. Like, you have to exercise your own discernment. You have to exercise your own understanding of self, your children, your household, and what you think is going to be best. And ultimately, you have to be willing to reap, to take the consequences. If you make a decision that doesn't work out well, it doesn't work out well. But at least not anybody else, within yourself, you're comfortable saying, you know what?
I tried X, Y, and Z.
I waited 3 months. And I saw this, and this, and I was comfortable. And I was sure in my decision. Sometimes be still. I was sure in my decision. And
Be still when you meet that guy. Be still when
100%.
you meet that woman for the first time. What they show you,
Yeah.
what people don't clock, right?
Be
'Cause
silent sometimes. Just
I
listen.
used to think about. I say to you before, and it's a 3-month gap, really. 3 months, you'll see everything you
Yeah,
know
you
about
need
that
to see
person.
it.
in three
Yeah.
months. However, you actually see it sooner than that. You
Yep.
see it the first time you actually spend time with them, whether it's a date where you speak.
Be
to them.
silent. Let them talk. They'll
How-
tell you everything you need to know.
Every type of sign that you see it in the beginning. Hence why men are able to make the decision
So
from
quick.
the first time they meet you, what box
You fit in
into.
what category?
Yeah.
Category A, B, or C.
It doesn't take them very long.
No, it doesn't take either of us very
No.
long.
Like
We
you
just
said.
shine it over the emotion.
All right,
Yeah.
and we're like,
Oh no, let's give him a bit of a
oh.
chance.
Pom-pom's jumping and you're not
Give him a bit of
No,
chance.
it's true. And
Yeah.
because
He's showing me a good
and we're fairy tale.
time. Yeah.
I can change him.
No,
I
yeah,
hope
ain't
it
got time.
changes.
Yeah, no, but this is
Yeah.
what girls think all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
Women think
Go
this.
with what's in your face, what's right in front of you. If it's right in front
Don't
of you
ignore
that
it.
he's got time in his day to spend with you and he's not doing that, that's what he's doing. Because he can communicate and say, babe, my week's packed. I'm telling you, we've all seen it. He could have had a 7 till 7. If he wants to drive after work tired and see
He
you
will
for
come and
30
see you for
minutes
free.
to kiss your
Because
face off,
gal
he
will
is
go
coming.
and see man through hell or high water. You know this. You got
Round the
brethrens.
picnic them, round the school
You know
run.
brethren to do that, innit? That will
100%.
drive for hours to check man. Innit? We've all
Yeah.
experienced it. Man
He
can
would
do
if he
the
would
same.
if he would if he
All
wanted
fucking
to.
traffic. Paying
Well, now
congestion
we be taking flights, child. Some
Yeah.
people be taking, yeah.
Yeah, in different countries, so it's true.
So
He would if he wanted to. It's that simple.
yeah, no, literally. If
And
a
he will
guy
if he
is
wants to.
interested,
Yeah.
he will know, you will know,
Yeah.
he will know, and he'll make
Early
it very,
doors.
very clear from that outset. If he's not, he's just gonna string you along. You're just a
Don't bring
time
around
killer.
your child.
You're a gap
Yeah.
filler. You're a whatever. And if that's not what you want for yourself, for your unity in terms of your children and whatever, then I would not be bringing that person around my child. But I think from 6 months, you would know, like, this person's solid.
Even less than.
Less than. I
guys.
think by 6 months, you would know. I'm just giving 6 months I'm the only one actually here
She gave
who
a
gave
time
us
frame. Tell you why I'm not
frame.
giving a time frame. Through the times that I've been dating and I've been in relationships, I've given all these different time frames at different points of my life.
And it don't work.
Yeah, and it doesn't work.
Because
Because you're in
everyone's
different.
different.
Not only that, you're in different phases of your life at different
Yeah,
times.
so it's
One
not
thing I will
applicable.
say from my experiences though is that he will show you the first time he meets you. I'm not joking. Yeah,
yeah.
he
You just
will
gotta
tell
listen.
you how he categorizes you or how he titles
just
you,
gotta
whether
listen.
you're the girlfriend, the missus, oh, we're in a situationship or we're nearly at something, we're exclusive. All these stupid names, yeah, that they want to give you.
Exclusive don't even exist.
Other than, I want you to be my future wife. Really and truly, and I'm being real though.
And even
And
that
Leash,
is
you're,
sweet
Leash,
nothing.
you're so right, you know, them terminologies, I'm not gonna lie, Leash is right, you know. And
Yeah,
it was, you know, the person that I'm with that made it central. Like, exclusive is non-existent.
it's
Stupidness.
It's
It is
either we're
stupid.
together or we're not.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like,
But you be telling your brother, we're exclusive.
and that's why sometimes, like, I have to draw myself back here, not to go off topic.
Like a full-blown dickhead. Big grown you. Imagine,
Yeah, like,
some
we're not
people are
exclusive. We're not exclusive because dating. The thing is, dating is collecting data, and this is my thing is, when you're dating, I'm not saying sleep with multiple people, but date multiple.
Yeah.
Because I've got to figure you out.
Yeah.
I'm figuring out different people, like, and what will happen is you start off with 5. Jan, James, Jackie Chan, and Tam, and Christopher. I'm saying, couple months now, Chris kind of drops off, spending more time with
I
Tree.
can't date multiple though.
We have to
It's
do
not-
it.
it's not
We're
in my
not built
soul.
like that. We're not really. I'm doing you. I'm a lover girl at heart, you know. So I'm
Are
not
you,
built like
babes?
I am. So I get what Leisha's saying. But equally, that's how we should
You should,
actively.
if anything, leave yourself open to meet someone when
Yes.
you're dating.
And
That
you drop
would
them
probably be
off.
better.
But don't just invest
in that
all
one
into one.
person.
And I'm saying if you want to sleep with one and that's different.
But then you can't even date the next one because you slept with the other one. You're
because you're
connected on different
still
levels.
feel emotionally
You
tied.
But you
and
still
stuff.
can. But sometimes you start
I think
sleeping
it's
them.
complicated.
Nah, I think
You got to
that's
think about ties, man. See, I'm gonna
no,
go
but
on
sometimes you know what? Yeah, you
level.
can still sleep here, but when you like have
you
gap
can't.
apart, sometimes you leave
can't.
room for things to like.
Yum, yum.
Because you're not really sleeping with them now, so the bond is
dwindled,
filling. So it's like
yeah.
okay,
The
like
The bond
do you
is still there. Don't let that trick
It
you.
is, but you can still date. You can still nyama. You can still nyama food because
you were gonna say
cinema
something
is
else.
boring.
No, I thought you were saying a little front.
You can still nyama.
You know what? I think this is the end of this
Yeah, it is. No,
episode.
it honestly is. Thank you. Well done. Well done.
Yeah,
well done.
peace out, people.
No, guys, make sure you're subscribed. Yeah.
Yeah. Follow our TikTok page, guys. Follow our Instagram. Listen on Spotify. Stream. Share our stuff. Comment. Send it to your granny, your uncle, your auntie, your baby father, the woman who your baby father is sleeping with. All send it to her as well. At her in this specific episode if you felt like you couldn't say it. You get me? Send your dilemmas over. You know we're the women with the mics, yeah? Because we're PF for a podcast. Oh, wow. Right. So.
Oh yeah, I'm on iTunes as well. Bye guys.
Bye.